is that when it comes to poverty, oftentimes you're dealing with psychological problems with these people that we're serving. It's not just an issue of, I need a job. How are you going to hold on to that job? You have to affect the person in a different way than that. If we're measuring success by this person was living on the street and now they live in a condo and have a meal every night, your success rate is going to be terrible. You're going to fail 9 times out of 10. So we have to change our perspective on how are we measuring success. And fortunately, as an Orthodox organization, we're able to measure success in a different way. We're able to measure it by how is this person developed spiritually. And more often than not, by addressing all of those aspects, we're then able to see real physical success in the way that people are growing as human beings, in the way that they tangibly are living as well. And we're able to change the culture of neighborhoods. We had a gentleman in Pittsburgh, where I used to live, who came to us at our center there, and he was helping us with a program that we had where we would furnish people's apartments that they didn't have any furniture. His name was Leon. He had come to us, he had just gotten out of prison on a felony crime charge just a month prior. And as part of his getting out on parole, he had to do a certain number of community service hours. So he came to us at Focus to fulfill the requirement for the community service hours. He was helping us with a program, and he came to we had a warehouse there where we kept the furniture. He saw there at the warehouse there was a computer. And he went to our director, Paul, and he said to him, Paul, you know, I'm having a lot of trouble finding work because I have a record. And he said, my aunt, she's opening up a business. She said that if she could open up this business, she'd give me a job. And you know, she could really use that computer there. Paul said to him, why don't you take that computer? So we went back to the center. He took the computer, put it in the trunk of his car. It was not just his car, it was for his immediate family, his extended family. You know, one car for probably 20 people he happened to have it that day. And he came back into the center and he said to Paul, he said, you know, do you take donations here? Is that how you operate? Paul said, yes, we do take donations. And the fact is, that's a more and more common thing in corporate structures nowadays, where they've set up social outings for people with your companies. Now, why is that? Because they know that people are going to be more productive if they feel a sense of community and action together within the company they work for. They know that people are more willing to be productive workers because they feel like they're part of something. And that's fostered through doing social action. In much the same way, the church experiences that as well. When we do things together, when we act as one, act together, it makes us more vibrant. It makes our communities more vibrant. It makes us feel like we're part of something. It makes us want to be there. The work that we do it's twofold. It's not just about serving the poor. It's about partaking in the privilege, as Orthodox Christians, the privilege of being able to go out and serve our fellow men. There are lives of Orthodox Christians who are being transformed through the work that we're doing. There are people who have not necessarily been so attached to the church. Maybe they come on Sunday every once in a while, but they have seen this work, this action, and they're able to grasp onto it in a way that they weren't necessarily aware of how to do before. They hadn't seen the faith in action. There are two biblical figures who, in my mind, are very similar people, but I haven't really seen associated together very often in the writings or anything like that in the church. One of them is who just celebrated his feast day, the Apostle Peter, St. Peter, and the other one is King David, the prophet David from the Old Testament. They're very similar people in my mind. Why is that? They both seem to kind of be, they're all over the place. place. They both are very alive, vibrant people. We see with St. Peter, one minute he's saying to Christ, don't wash my feet at all, and then the next second he's saying, no, go ahead and wash my body. When he sees Christ, John 21, on the beach, he jumps into the water and swims to him. What is this guy doing? I mean, he's crazy. He's all over the map. And much the same way, King David, we see him one extreme to the next. But it says in Scripture that King David, it says he was a man after God's own heart. What is it about these guys? They're struggling. I think what we're cursed with a lot in our culture is ambivalence. There's kind of this idea that I don't really know what to do in life. I don't know what truth is, so I'm just going to serve myself. And, okay, I don't know any better, so that's just what I'm going to do. It's ambivalent. What Peter and what David are doing, they fail a lot, but they're always coming back because they're struggling with life. They're fighting. They're warriors. They're real spiritual warriors. And we have to come to a point in our churches where we're going to say, look, we need to become alive and struggle in that same sense. We need to be able to say, look, it's not enough just to come to church on Sunday. It's not enough just to go to the workshops, the conferences. All these are great things. It's not enough just to go to summer camp for our youth. Fantastic things. But more so, we need to be going out actively into the communities that we are in. We need to be alive. People need to know us by our fruits, as it says in the Scripture. They need to know who we are by the way that we are living our lives. We need to struggle with these things. How important is it for the young people in our parishes to be seeing the leaders of their churches, not just the priests, but the adults, the professionals, the parents, the leaders out in the community serving the poor? That's what makes the faith alive for them. That's what draws the young people to the church. Because if they're just looking at the leaders of their parishes and just seeing them on Sunday, they're there in the back of the church, passing around the tray. Well, that's not going to make the faith very alive for them. They need to see more than that. They need to see real examples. Gift in kind, which is the donation of things, physical things, rather than money. So that's like corporate donations. And then lastly, we do get donations through we have donors in all 50 states in the United States. Those are mostly Orthodox Christians. And then in the cities where we do have fuller operations, we actually get support not just from Orthodox people, but from people who just like what we do in the various areas that we're in. And that takes place just through people writing personal checks. We also do fundraising events. That's something that I actually oversee. Actually just recently here in San Francisco, I think it was in March, we did a 5K race here. There was a fundraiser that people from several of the Orthodox parishes in the area came out and supported. It was a tremendous fundraiser. So we do things like that as well.
What goes into opening a new chapter?
Well, that's a big, that could be a half hour, but I'll give you the briefest response to that. Local interest. I live in New York, our headquarters is in Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going on in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't know the dynamics of the city. I don't know what the needs are. So for us, it's very important anywhere that we're going. We don't want to duplicate what's already going on in that city. So that means that we need to talk to the other organizations there. We need to talk to the other ministries and figure out what is a niche that we can fulfill that is not already being fulfilled in that city. And that's done through local people who are Orthodox showing us interest in it and taking some kind of initiative. And from that, then we're able to offer the things that national organizations offer, but we can't do it without local people on the ground. Is the simplest way to put it.